Okay, hi guys, welcome to your LDM. Today we're playing CLADES VARIANA, which is the first of four games total, dealing with the Battle of Teutoburg Forest. The battle involves Arminius, a ex-Roman German captive who basically destroyed three full Roman legions in various battles throughout the Teutoburg Forest, almost 20,000 men. Killed. And so the players today in this game will be playing four Romans who have managed to escape the carnage, and we'll open with them pretty much hiding. The battle, if you can imagine, has taken place on a sort of flat bit of road that goes more of a path than a road that goes through the forest, and the Germans have come from either side and just smashed into the Romans. Through whatever means, you four have managed to run up into the hills and hide, basically in a ditch. You can still hear the sounds of battle a little bit going on, but it's mostly the sounds of wounded people being killed, as opposed to any sort of resistance being given. So two things are foremost in your mind. One, the eagles are lost. The legions, three full legions are dead, and the fact that one eagle has been lost is terrible, but three legionary eagles have been taken, huge golden eagles that represent the spirit of the legion. They've all been taken. All the standards have been taken. The second is that you need to get out of here. You need to make it back to Roman territory as quickly as possible. You know that the longer you spend near here, the bigger your chances are of getting found and killed, but also you need to get back to Roman territory to tell the authorities that this has happened, because no one is going to know. Basically, a huge rebellion has happened. Three Roman legions have been destroyed, and that's a really big deal for Rome to know about. So you can go to, you're trying to get basically back towards the Rhine, to either Cologne or Mainz, both of which are Roman towns, cities at the moment. You just need to go west, basically, from where you are. Now, you're not too familiar with the forest, but you think if you just follow the direction westwards, you'll eventually hit the Rhine. Now, as you're sitting there in this ditch, probably injured, covered in blood, some of it your own, some of your enemies, you hear this man stumbling towards you, and he's breathing heavily. He's making no effort to be quiet as he stumbles towards the ditch. Do any of you want to look, or do you want to remain hidden?
I will take a look.
Okay.
I'll take a peek as well.
You go Neos first, no problem.
Okay, so you take a quick look and you can see it's this big, burly German. He's got his shield in his left hand and his axe kind of slung over his shoulder, and he's walking upwards, kind of looking in the direction of the ditch. And then he puts his axe into the ground and he begins to unbutton his trousers. He's just breathing heavily, and then he begins to piss.
Yeah, I look away and I tend to my wounds a little, looking at my sweaty, dirty hands and shaking and everything. Can't believe my pilum is at my side, and I look at my feet and I look at my companions with much disbelief of what just happened and what is happening around us.
This guy raises his head. He's looking straight up in the air, and he raises his arms, and he begins to talk to what you assume are his gods in some sort of guttural language that sounds like he's throwing up.
And what are the chances of shoving a pilum up under his jaw there?
That's what I was
piercing his skull.
Pretty good. He hasn't noticed you. He's definitely not looking in your direction. So he's pissing freely all over you guys while he looks up into the sky, praying.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, you don't piss on Rome.
Yeah, that's I'm not walking all the way back to Rome smelling like this guy's urine.
Okay, so you both want to make an attack. Go ahead and roll.
Come on, baby. First roll of the game.
Just
nice.
going slowly at the moment. Oh, nicer.
Wow. Okay.
That's a 21.
Okay, and a crit.
Mine's a crit natural. Mine's. Oh, I'm enjoying this game so far.
Okay, so go ahead and give me your damage rolls. Caius, you roll your damage dice twice.
Right. I'll be using it two-handed, and
So that's 7 points damage for me.
Okay.
$13, $19. Just to make doubly sure. No, I'll trust him that. 19.
Okay. So one goes right under his undercarriage, the other one right under the jaw, and the guy doesn't even let out a groan. He just thump to the side.
Vae Victus.
I immediately checking for rations. We'll need food.
I kind of get up from the ditch and stand watch, trying to see if I can see some more of them.
Okay, sure. So it does, like, you can see down below. I mean, you're probably about 50 feet from where the battle had taken place. You ran straight up the hill and hid behind this ditch. You can see that there are a bunch of Germans basically finishing people. There's Romans, I mean, kind of trying to crawl away and just axes in the back of the head. It's really brutal. There's no mercy given. And you know why. I mean, you had done this to Germans when you first came here. This is the way that Rome fights. This is the way that everyone fights. No quarter given, none expected. You can see also one of the standards. A German man is holding it, and he dumps it into a puddle, and they begin to stand on it, laughing, shouting. But there are none coming towards you.
When you say a standard, it's a standard, not one of the eagles.
No, there's one eagle per legion, but the standards, yep. Each cohort would have a standard. Just basically the flag rather than the eagle itself.
And how many people are stamping on our standard? There's
about 3 there, but you can see that in the whole area there's got to be 200-300 Germans.
We have to get out of here.
Okay, so you pull the guy's body over, you're searching for rations, you find a little bit of meat, jerky, I guess, on him, and that's pretty much all he's got.
We have to get as far as we can before they come searching for this guy or us.
Okay.
Okay, let's move.
So, an important question. What kind of pace are you looking to set here? Are you going to be jogging, running, forced march, normal march? Like, you know it's a long way to go. You're probably talking about, like, 2 to 3 weeks of walking before you get to the Rhine.
I would imagine we would, like, go with haste, at least for now, just to try to get as far away as we can.
Okay.
Yeah, go for a jog.
Okay. You guys are definitely tired after the battle itself. You were fighting, you know, but it's definitely still possible for you guys to jog at this stage. So at this stage, I guess you're not too concerned about stealth. You're trying to get away from here, right? That's the idea. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in terms of direction, you're just going to go away from this area?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Okay.
Towards the west, I'd say as well, like into the forest and to the west.
All right, it's very hard to tell. It's an overcast day, so you're not really sure what's where. I mean, it's lashing rain at the moment, and it has been for the last few days. You know that you were marching eastwards, so the road goes east.
All right, so it would be opposite to that. If I need to, I'd look as well as if the forest is close by. I'd look at if there's moss or something on the trees and such. I have survival, so
okay, perfect.
If I will show that.
Yeah, will you make me a survival check, please?
All right. So that's a 15 plus 5, 20.
Okay, yeah, you're able to detect with a little bit of looking around and stuff that the way the moss is growing and so on, you're able to figure out which way west is. But are you guys trying to get away from the road first before you start heading west, or do you want to walk? Because you're currently only about 50 feet from the road.
Yeah, Quintus is growing like increasingly scared that they are going to get detected if they don't get as far away from the road as they can. They can pick the direction later in his mind. So he just goes, "Come on, guys, let's just get the fuck out of here."
I'll give a stern look stern look to the lollygagger who's staring at trees and stuff, and give him a swift kick up the ass to get him moving, and say, "I don't care what direction we go, just fucking move."
Okay, so you guys start marching away from the road. I would guess directly away from the road, quick as you can. So, how long do you want to do that for?
As long as these guys can keep up with me.
Okay.
I would think for as long as it takes to like get out of eyesight and maybe until we stop hearing them.
Okay.
Or until the centurion tells you to stop, soldier. Don't forget you're in the Roman army. You're not here to give orders, you're here to follow orders. Just
That
because
will
we've
be,
suffered a defeat doesn't mean you can start telling a centurion what to do.
Of course, my apologies.
Bad news, I can run all day.
Well, I'm still shaking, but I look at Marcus Metals and I raise my stance. I go like more fiercely, and I follow him, like inspired by his speech, and
Okay.
I go just behind him, waiting for any signal of what he says.
Perfect. Roman discipline in action. Okay, so you guys start running. I would say with the amount that you usually run and walk and stuff, you could probably keep a jog up for about an hour and a half, maybe. And that's a lot, but I mean, you do this all day, every day anyway. All you do is walk and run. So you do that. If you want to keep running after that, I'm going to make you all do a Constitution check. If you want to keep running.
I'm not stopping if Centurion doesn't say so.
Unfortunately, it's up to you.
Can I check if I can still hear them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's just a perception roll, or?
Yeah, perception is fine.
That would be 4.
Okay. Well, you can't hear them, but you have been running for quite a while. You've probably gotten quite a distance away. Occasionally you do hear a horn, but you'd have no idea which direction it's coming from. But you've heard that pretty much consistently as you've been in Germania. It's pretty common to hear that around here.
So I got a 21 on my Constitution check to keep on running.
All right.
And essentially my reasoning is I'm going to keep these guys running until they drop, because when they sit down to rest, they're going to need to rest for a while, so I want to get as far away from any danger as possible.
Okay, makes sense, yeah. Very Roman attitude.
Yeah.
I got a 13 on the Constitution.
Okay,
Was it a saving throw or just a regular check?
just a check.
13.
Not good, Metellus?
No, I've
Okay, so you guys are feeling it. You're winded, and you've been running for a long time. The Centurion, despite his
I'm not
advanced
complaining.
age,
I'm not breathing.
yeah, you've definitely got stitches beyond that. You're actually winded at this stage, Metellus. So very difficult for you to keep up at this stage.
So you ride horses, you normally, is that right?
All right, so you keep running.
You can see the will to reply.
You keep running, and you slow down. Eventually, I guess, through sheer knackeredness, you need to stop and go into a walk. You're capable of walking still, but running is out of the picture. And it's then that you come across a clearing, and in the clearing there are 2 Roman soldiers, both very badly injured. One seems to have a shattered left leg, the shin totally smashed. The other one is bleeding profusely from under his right armpit, and they hear you approach, and the one who's able to stand stands. He lifts his gladius, but he's unable to lift his shield, and he sees you approach. He goes, "Oh, thank Jupiter, salve, Centurion!" And he gives this weak salute.
I salute them as we walk into the clearing, and still keeping my eye on the surroundings, my ears open.
He says, sons of Dis, we didn't think we'd ever see another Roman in this fucking place.
Well, there aren't many left.
Managed to make it quite far from the battle. In your condition.
Yes, Centurion, we had a horse.
Where's the horse?
What legion were you?
19th, sir. The horse was lamed about a mile back.
Mm. What are your names?
I'm Flavius. This here's Tiberius. Both later than 19th, sir.
Have you seen any survivors of the 17th Legion?
No, sir.
Mm.
Any survivors at all?
No. We're the only two that I know got away.
You can tend to their wounds as best you can.
I kind of check their wounds.
Okay.
See if there's something I can do.
Sure. Do you have medicine? You can just roll a straight intelligence check otherwise.
Medicine is wisdom, right?
Wisdom, yeah.
No, I got 3.
Okay. Well, this man's leg is definitely broken, and anyone could see that. And Flavius even says to you, one of these fucking Germans hit him with a hammer. A hammer! What kind of warrior brings a tool to a battle?
Damn barbarians. No discipline, but a lot of big hammers indeed, and good use of fire.
Yeah, they were large.
I look at their equipment. Do they have any gear whatsoever on them?
Yeah,
Did they lose their weapons?
They're both still armed and armored. It looks like they haven't brought much else with them.
Yeah, but
Have a look at,
like they used to walk even with the broken leg, like a pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'll have a look at Flavius's chest wound. I've got an 8 on that roll for medicine.
Okay. Yeah, he'd actually take a look, and it's pretty agonizing for him to lift his arm, but you're able to lift it up. It looks like it didn't go in, but it was a cut. Rather than going into the chest, it cut like this way. So it's relatively superficial. It's bleeding a lot, but it doesn't seem to be like it's going to be fatal or anything like that.
You'll live, but don't move your arm much.
Sir.
I'll try and strap it and bind it to his side. Is that the arm that he normally has a shield on?
Yes.
Okay. Has he still got his shield with him?
He has it, but he's unable to hold it. Yeah.
I asked him. Sorry.
I'll try and make some sort of a litter with that shield for Tiberius so that we can drag him.
Okay. You do know that this will slow you down significantly.
Yeah.
So it's a decision that you need to make, or is it worth bringing these men with you if you're going to slow down enough that they might catch you? Something you think about.
I think Tiberius will probably die in his sleep.
Yes, he most likely will.
So if we make camp and stuff, at least I made an effort. Good for morale.
We can't leave him behind. The Romans.
Yeah, and Tiberius is kind of feverishly saying, "Please don't let me die in this fucking hole. Take me home."
Dead or alive, you're coming back to Rome with us.
So we will.
I will
help
if you so desire, centurions. And I nod.
So does I what? Sorry.
If you so desire, sir.
Desire what?
So does I what?
What are you offering to do? I didn't hear that either.
I guess to bring them along.
Like carry them. Okay. So you want to make camp here? Is that right, or do you want to keep moving? It's evening now. It's dark.
We better camp. These guys are exhausted. They need to get some food and liquid in them before we take off.
Yeah,
again.
I double check our direction now that it's dark. I go about the tree and I start touching it to see where the moss is, so I know where the north is or the west is.
Yeah.
The side
Okay,
that doesn't have.
If you take a little bit of time, you can figure it out. You're still heading west. No, you figure out which way west is anyway.
All right, good.
So I'm going to instruct the men to keep low to the ground and keep bunched up, keep warm. Don't
We
move
better
around too
not
much.
start a fire.
No fires.
No fries.
Just eat what you have. Eat those rations. Eat that jerky. Wrap yourself in your blankets. Stay quiet. Stay still. Get some sleep as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll stay up and keep watch.
Quintus takes his cloak and puts it over Tiberius to keep him warmer.
Yeah, he thanks you.
And Metellus goes up to Tiberius and tells him it's a sweet and glorious thing to die for your country. He reminds him of Horatius on the bridge, fighting valiantly against the hordes back in the early days of Rome, sacrificing his life for Rome and for the good of his men. And any sacrifice that a man makes for his patria is a sacrifice well worth making. And I salute the man and then go to sleep.
Quintus offers Tiberius to write down like a message or something to get to someone in Rome if he doesn't make it. He always has like pen and paper with him. Or
okay. Yeah, he says if you could, just my wife, we live in the Aventine. Just I don't know. Say something nice.
I'll make sure she gets something nice.
I'm not a poet. I'm a soldier.
And then I go to sleep, or like half asleep.
Well, yeah. I would like to take a survival check for our boots. To check if we are not getting like wet feet, the soldier's foot thing. So yeah. I'm gonna check if he allows me, of course. I'm gonna check Tiberius and Flavius' boots first, then mine.
Yeah. So I mean, the main issue here is that you guys are wearing soldier sandal, and it's muck.
My.
It's muck.
Not even boots. Yeah.
Not even. Actually, hang on. Let me think. I think though, if you were this far north, you would have had hobnail boots.
I think they would cover. I think they would fill it with fur. You know, fur straps and such.
I think you're right.
Sandals, but with fur, something like that.
Yeah.
For snow and such.
Everything is wet. Anyway, it's been raining pretty much consistently for the past few days. It's raining now. Everything is soaked. Particularly your feet, because running through the forest, you're just jumping in puddles and running through muck. It's going to be very hard to dry those, considering you're not lighting a fire. So.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to dedicate myself at least an hour or whatever time it takes to get the most dry I can. And especially the person that has his broken leg, I would say keep that warm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can wring out some of the fur and stuff and get as much of the rain out as you can. It's something at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys get some sleep. I assume you want to leave at first light.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get some sleep. The night passes pretty quietly, uneventfully.
While these guys are sleeping, I'll make my way over to Tiberius' side and just gently wake him and very quietly whisper in his ear, Tiberius, we need to get to Rome as quickly as possible to warn them of this. And then I'll just quietly put pat his blade next to him and say, you know what to do. And then go back and sit and watch.
He says, Centurion, at least let me tie on my feet. So he tries to put himself up, and I guess you're able to hold him up, and he would ask you to basically brace a sword, and he would walk into it.
Okay. I'd face him towards where I think Rome is.
Mm-hmm. He says, please just make sure that part of me gets home.
It will be done.
So he looks you in the eye and then pulls himself under the sword.
Then I'll go get some sleep.
Okay, so you wake the next morning. Flavius, somewhat shocked to find Tiberius dead, but he understands then. He sees the manner of his death and he understands what happened. He's obviously upset, but he accepts what had to happen. All right. So what's the plan today? More jogging, more running?
More jogging.
More running.
All right. So you get started, and again, it's probably today probably more like an hour rather than an hour and a half before you start feeling the effects. So another con save, please. You've barely eaten. You've slept in the rain, so it's.
Do I have any sort of
Sorry?
Disadvantage? Do I have any disadvantage from failing yesterday, or have I recovered?
You would have recovered sleeping.
Okay.
It's 10 for Quintus on the Constitution.
Okay.
Good news, I only got a 12 today.
Okay, you guys are knackered.
I have 19.
Okay. So basically, this is going to give you a -2 to your Constitution score. As exhaustion just hits you so hard, you basically spent all day yesterday, and even the previous week as well, just walking in the rain. And today, it snaps. It's too far, and you need to stop and walk. I mean, at a casual pace if you want to continue, because it's just way too hard. It's too much, even for iron disciplined Romans.
We walk until it's like starting to get darker.
Yeah, it's probably mid-afternoon when you come upon a farmstead. A clearing opens up and you can see ahead there's probably 3 houses. There's a pen with pigs and a sort of small fence, nothing like a wall or anything, like a fence around the area. You can see that there's 2 young boys playing swords out in the garden, kind of pretending to be warriors and stuff, and there's a man feeding the pigs. You're still in the tree line, so they haven't seen you.
Is he like an old man?
Not old. He's definitely a German man. He's taller than any of you, which is normal. He seems to be probably in his mid-30s.
We're still on the east of the Rhine here, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I assume this would be a Germanic person.
Yeah.
It's a Germanic village. Okay. So I look around at my fellow comrades and wait for instructions. Mm-hmm.
So just in terms of information, you've gone westwards. You're either in Cherusci lands or maybe Marcoman Islands, both of which are Germanic tribes, both of which probably would have been helping Arminius, but I mean, this looks to be just a farmstead. And you would think if they had warriors, they're probably at the battle. But you don't know for sure. Some Germans are welcoming to Romans and are friendly and are fine with the fact that they're allied with Rome. Others not. So it's impossible for you to know really at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
So making a snap decision, I realise that he's got 2 small boys, probably a family to protect, and I say, okay, all of you, form up, look as presentable as you can, and we will march in like we own this farm.
Okay, so I raise my shield and then I pill him. So like that's a common stance,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
Okay, so you march basically in...
Do a little brief walk down the line and stick them.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, everyone looks like they're absolutely a bits. No one's exactly presentable. Everyone's soaked, but I guess it's the best that you can muster at the moment.
So we put the guy with the broken leg in the back.
No.
Yeah, well, he's way back. Flavius, though,
is
doing his best to look like he's okay. He is kind of pale compared to the rest of you. Like the exertion is harder on him, I guess, because of his injury. But he's managing so far. So is the idea to walk out in formation into the clearing?
Yeah, line formation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So then one of the boys sees you and he kind of shouts for his dad. The 2 boys drop their swords and just kind of stand there looking a little bit afraid. And the man comes over, kind of cleaning his hands of the muck as he was dealing with the pigs. And says, Römer.
I don't speak German.
Neither do I.
I spoke like basic Germanic, so maybe I understand.
Was macht ihr hier?
I tried to convey to him that we're a Roman legion and we require housing for the night.
Okay. So he's kind of squinting, trying to figure out what you're saying. And he says, he basically, through gestures and whatever else, says, weapons here, and you come in.
Okay, I explain that to the rest of the guys.
I'll nod.
Yeah, he's got his hands out wide. He's got a sword at his belt, but he's not drawn it or anything. He's got his hands out wide. He looks to be peaceful.
Okay.
Right.
He says again, weapons here, you food.
And as we're like putting the weapons away, I kind of discreetly try to tell CLADES that Neas that we should maybe keep, one of us should always keep watch outside, like, or at least try to watch our surroundings in case.
I can do that. I offer up. I can do that, and I raise my hand.
Right.
All right.
Okay, so you place your weapons on the ground and kind of very tensely walk towards the house. The man is watching you the whole time, and he lifts up the sort of leather flap of the house and brings you in. It's a packed clay floor, sort of Wat and Double house, and big fire in the middle. The heat just makes you feel like you want to cry. It's so pleasant, like you haven't been warm in weeks, you know, and now there's a fire and you can smell food cooking, bacon. He kind of points at several chairs that are laid out and suggests that you sit, and he says something to his wife, and then he excuses himself and goes outside again.
Right. I would still be outside.
Yeah.
I wouldn't prevent that. All right. Good. And just before, if I can, I go near the door and keep some food for me, if you would, please. and I go outside again.
Yeah. I almost think that man eats moss. I'll nudge the wife and very gently point towards Flavius and then make indications of his wound under his arm, and make a little begging gesture.
Okay, so she takes a look and she goes to the door and she shouts something, and then goes back to cooking. And it's not long before she gives you like a bit of food. It's basically like real thick, doughy bread, a couple of big, thick slices of bacon, and then just water to drink. And I guess you took in, and it's pretty much then that the man comes back, and there's two other men with him, looks to be his older sons, and they just kind of sit and they eat with you. They're all armed though. It's very uneasy, but not hostile.
Are the little boys as well in there? Or?
Yeah, they are. One of the little boys comes out to Attis and gives him a little plate with some food on it. A little bowl, actually.
After I finish my meal, I take my pen and my charcoal, and I start like drawing a wolf, showing the boys.
He is
trying to make
absolutely stunned at how you've done that. It's magic to him. He's like, what the hell? What? And he's like showing his little brother, and they're like, whoa, this is amazing. They've never seen paper or pen or writing, so the whole thing is just shocking to them. They find it so impressive.
Yeah, like to them, keep it.
I'll lean over to Marcus and say, "What do you know of German hospitality? Do you think we're safe in this house while we're guests?"
I know nothing of Germans and barbarians. I know nothing of their culture. If we were in Illyria, I'd be a little bit more comfortable, but I've just been reposted here and I haven't got used to the ways here yet.
I haven't seen any German conscripts stab each other while they're eating, so I guess we'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, what you would know about Germany, or Germania rather, from being here is that their culture is very much based on freedom, freedom to do whatever you feel like doing. Crimes are not punished by death; they're punished by weregild, like a fine that you pay, and most of them are dealt with by the local chieftain, who will decide what the price of that weregild is. Also, the idea that honor is a huge deal here, like martial honor, and then also like just the, I mean, similar to Roman virtus, so the idea of being a good person for the sake of being a good person, you know.
Also, after the dinner, I used my basic Germanic to thank them for the dinner and house.
So the father, the older guy, he kind of is rambling in German, and you pick out a couple of words. You pick out army, Tudoberg, escape.
I nod and start singing one of the camp followers' songs from way back when, just to kind of see if that eases the atmosphere a bit. A raucous song from the brothels of Illyria.
So I guess it's got a chorus that's easy to join in on, right? It's got something that's very stampy, clappy. All right, so they pick up pretty quick. The idea of songs is really big here. Most of their history is done through like oral, either songs or stories. So they find that kind of more relaxing, and they kind of get involved a bit. Smile creeps across the guard's face, and he goes over to a barrel and he taps it and brings out cups of ale, or mead, I should say, and places them in front of you.
I take a big swig.
He does as well.
Oh, I'll match them.
I'm putting you down for a commendation, Metellus.
Yeah, so you're able to... Sorry, go ahead.
I'll drink very lightly drink.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely notice. Drinking is kind of like a test of strength here, you know. Like when a cup is poured, then you drain it. You know, that's like the way that you drink here, you know. So seeing you sip, for example, is something that they kind of raise an eyebrow at. And one of the sons says to the other one something, and they kind of chuckle about it, but you don't really know what they're saying.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of social skills. I'm just like, whatever. I don't know.
For the rest of the evening, Quintus just kind of sits there pretty quietly and tries to pick up more. If they're speaking in Germanic, tries to focus on what they're saying.
Okay. Yeah.
And having got some food in his belly and a little bit of ale down him, or mead down him, I can't remember what it was. Now Metellus is feeling a bit stronger. He'll look around for some feat of strength around the farm to kind of help repay their kindness, but also show off his strength to the Germans.
All right. So just on a general note, Romans would, Italians would tend to be rather small, right? Compared to today's standards, definitely small. Like you're talking 5'5" to 5'10" probably in terms of height. Well, the Germans would average 5'10" to like 6'3" or something, right? So they're significantly larger than all of you. They also have like fair hair, which is really, really weird to you guys. Yeah, so you look around the farm and you can see, let's say there's a log that's fallen in the rain, a tree. Not a huge oak or whatever, but it's like a probably a bit bigger than a sapling. Looks heavy enough.
Yep, that, and it's in the way, or it's
in the way. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go and heft it up if I can and put it somewhere that's not in the way. Drag it out of the way.
Right. Okay. So everyone's got a few drinks on them, and everyone's feeling a bit raucous and a bit like, oh, the lads, you know, and they come outside and they show you, and you're like, oh, go over and lift this thing. So go ahead and give me a strength check.
Oh, not bad. Athletics or just straight strength?
I think just straight strength.
Well, I've bulked out quite a bit since the last adventure. I've actually changed my character sheet a little bit, so
Okay.
That's 20.
Very good. Okay. So you go down and you brace your legs and stuff, and you lift with your legs, of course, because you know you build things all the time. You understand how this works, and you're able to lift the thing up, and then you're able to drag it away from the place that it was. And the Germans are all very impressed. They're kind of laughing and they're clapping and kind of slapping each other in the back. And you come back over, they slap you in the back, and it's all very jovial.
Ah, good.
So is everyone inside the house now?
Well, I would be a few feet away from the house because I don't want to smell the delicious food inside. Yeah, but I'd be next to my pilum that is sticked on the ground with my helmet to pretend there's another Roman with me. And I would be keeping watch.
I go out and like offer to take the next watch so you can go have dinner.
Okay.
I nod and I say, "Do you want me to keep that there?" And pointing at the pilum and the helmet on it.
I just laugh and shake my head. Like, yeah, sure.
Okay, right. I go inside.
An important question: have you taken your armor off? Are you like maintaining it, because you know your armor is made of metal? Most of it's going to be chain links, and those of you who have the segmentada, which is the kind of plates, very liable to rust and stuff if you don't take care of it. You've been walking in rain for quite a while, so
right.
It's up to you. You can leave it on, obviously, if you're nervous, but you could take it off and clean it and take care of it.
No, I would, but once inside.
Okay. Yeah.
I still have my Lorica Hamata on.
Okay.
I take mine off and start making myself look like a proper Roman again.
Right. Yeah. Spit shine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay. All right. So the night goes on. I guess Nias is not drinking heavily, but the rest of you, are you kind of engaging in the banter? I know that Metallus is.
Well, I would be surprised by the ambience. So first, I wouldn't really know where to sit or where to go. So I would be looking like any gesture from anyone inside the house, you know, not to break the mood or anything.
Okay.
But I would get definitely closer to the fire as I can.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you all get warm. That's important. You dry out your shoes. You get dry. You dry out all your clothes, which is nice. I mean, I'm sure you've felt it before, but the feeling of putting your feet into a warm sock after you've been walking in the rain is just ambrosia. It's incredible. You know, it like lifts your morale just a ton, and your con is going to recover now as well from just the sheer loveliness of this situation compared to the brutality of last night.
I'll ask our handy translator if he can ask the lady of the house if she has any preserved, like smoke-dried pork that we can take with us, and we will pay for it somehow.
Okay. Well, she kind of looks at the stores and stuff, and the dad, who seems to be locked, is kind of like, go on, they're nice guys or whatever. You kind of get that impression from him, and she's a little bit more iffy about it, in that like they need this food as well, you know. So there's a bit of a discussion going on, and the response is basically wait till morning, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay. I'll take some sleep.
Totally incomprehensibly to the Germans, in Illyrian, Metellus is poking fun at the big German, saying, "Who wears the skirts in this family?" And but in his
luckily,
native Illyrian,
luckily I don't understand you either. Otherwise, I'd probably punch you in the face. But yeah.
Before
Illyria quite far from Germania, so they have no idea what you're saying. Totally different root language as well, so they can't get any of it. But yeah, I mean, there's a bit of fun and stuff. They ask for maybe an arm wrestle. The dad suggests that maybe we do a couple of contests like that as you're drinking.
Oh yeah.
All right, so the fun is had anyway, and you. So what's the sleeping situation? Do you all want to go to sleep? Sorry, before that, the man offers to put your weapons inside one of the other houses so that they don't get wrecked in the rain. He's basically communicating he doesn't think you're going to attack, but he just feels much more comfortable if you're not armed in his house.
Yeah, I'm outside with the weapons, so I would offer to help and move them.
Yeah.
I'll ask him if there's any if he's got any outlying hut or something else outside his home encampment where he'd feel safe us lying up with our weapons, because we are Roman soldiers and we've got to kind of polish them and keep them in fine order. Or if he hasn't, then...
Okay, so I guess you're communicating through Quintus, right?
No, I've forgotten all about translating, and I'm just speaking to him in Illyrian.
Okay.
Forget it.
He doesn't know what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm sort of pointing outside and blurring drunkenly in his face before I probably fall asleep.
Go to sleep, Metellus!
Quintus is like trying to get what he's trying to say and relay it to the German.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, it's difficult, but the guy says, no, I prefer if you slept in here with us and your weapons were somewhere else.
Right. I relay that to Metellus.
Okay, so is everyone going to go to sleep, or is someone going to stay up and watch?
I'm asleep. I didn't get any sleep last night, so
Yeah.
I think I would sleep in midway of my eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would stay up and keep watch. Keep watching.
pork rind out of my lips.
And Metellus tells everyone that he'll keep the first watch, but he's asleep before everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, the exhaustion is really hitting you. You've been basically running for the last few days in the pissing rain, and the joy of being inside in the fire is just too nice, very hard to resist. So the night goes by uneventfully, thankfully. And the next morning comes, there's breakfast. The whole family is there to eat with you guys. And then she does pack you what's equivalent to another day's rations for each of you.
Nice.
I thank her again, and like firmly shake the hand of the master of the house.
Uh-huh. So as you're kind of saying goodbye and stuff, and you've just picked up your arms,
yeah, as a repayment, I would like to approach one of the kids and give a souvenir I have from Hispania. That is a little boar's tooth, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, from Lusitania actually, and I give it to him inside his hand and I close it. Then I nod and I go away. Yeah.
All right. He nods and he's got a big smile on his face. The other boy looks a little bit jealous. But,
I put my hand on his hair and go like. Shh.
But yeah, the dad seems really pleased, and it's then that through the clearing where you came from, there's 5 men, German men, walk out. They're armed. They look knackered as well. And they see you standing there with the family, and eyebrows are raised, and they begin to approach, not charging, but just walking. And one of them, particularly large guy, just begins barking at the... sorry, I'm just going to mute you, Billy. You've got some background noise. So this big, particularly burly guy starts barking at the master of the house, and he starts barking back, and they have this very clipped sort of conversation in German.
Quintus makes like a gesture. We don't want any trouble.
Do they have signs of having been in battle?
Yeah, they do look like they're knackered.
Do any of you guys speak Aramaic?
Do you speak what?
Do any of these guys speak Aramaic that I know of?
No. Of your legions, you mean, or the Germans?
These soldiers that I have with me.
Right. I don't think anyone else is from. Would have been from Judea.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Nope.
Well, I'll say something terse in Aramaic, and when none of them understand me, I'll be like, quietly, get our weapons.
I mean, so sorry, just to be clear, you have them. You have them. You have been literally about to leave, and these guys come out. So there's just kind of this weird sort of standoff where they're standing there. There's 7 of them, but they look absolutely knackered, like they've just been walking since the battle. You do see that one of them is wearing a Roman cuirass, like an officer's cuirass. You know, it's got a muscled torso and everything. And they have like stuff that they've taken with them.
Well, that's understandable. I probably would have done the same.
Just kind of. Sorry.
Turn to our Germanic translator and say, tell them we won't stain this good man's farm with anyone's blood today.
I tried to relay that to German.
And I get the soldiers into a shield wall. Make sure they're all in position.
I move that. I move instantly to that position. Yeah.
So at that kind of conflicting bit of information where you say there's not going to be any blood, and then you get into formation, they all kind of start and heft shields and stuff and heft weapons, and the big guy kind of just tell them to stop. Like, he knows that they're not good, and he looks, and he just kind of points at you and points away.
I just go, like, tell him that we are leaving, just through gestures.
Okay, I start moving a little bit forward, and I'm trying to look if they don't have an eagle by any chance, the golden eagle or something like that.
No, they're not carrying. They're not carrying an eagle. But if you give me a perception check.
Yes. So that's a 17. Oh, nice rolls. And my perception is 5, so 23.
Okay. 22. You can see that one of them is wearing a standard as a cloak, as a cape. He's taken the fabric off and he's wearing it as a cloak.
All right, I relay that to the centurion. So he has one of our banners. So
you see you visibly see a vein on the side of Naeus' head start to pulse, and he's like, by the might of Rome, enough! And attack.
That's how this is gonna go.
Okay, so let's roll initiative. I'll give you a surprise attack, Naeus. Okay, so the Germans are on.
Oh shit!
Oh, nice.
I can't seem to be able to insert text anywhere, and I don't know how our health is going. What's our health?
You'd be on full hit points as of today.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, you got a good rest in. You're feeling fresh.
Okay, but I mean dice, you know.
Oh, you can just roll real dice if you have them.
All right. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Quintus has 17.
Okay.
I got a 2. 4 total. Yeah, I got a bit startled by the reaction.
Yeah.
And I'm on 19.
19. And Naeus, you're on 20 what?
22.
22, okay.
Wow.
You have a surprise attack, and then you do your action. So you basically get 2 actions in a row.
Okay.
So there's 7 of these guys. They all seem to be similarly armed. Most of them are wearing like a chain hauberk, which would be the standard thing that most soldiers would wear in Germany. Most of them with like a long axe and a shield.
Okay, I'm going to throw my pylon as hard as I can, which is pretty hard, at the guy with the standard. They're worn as a cloak. That's a 21 to hit, and I'm doing 6 points of damage.
Okay. Right, so you throw the pylon, slap right in the shoulder. He gets knocked on his ass. They're not expecting it at all, and then chaos breaks loose. So it's still your turn, right? Surprise.
Yep. And then I basically take out my gladius, run and barge straight in, and punch it straight into his torso, and thrust up as hard as I can.
Okay.
That is a... Oh, the damage sucks. Oh, that's a definite hit, and another
It's a crit for
6
you,
points of damage.
because you're a champion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a crit.
So another
So
D6.
that'll be... 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage total.
Sorry?
9 points of damage total on that one.
Okay, so total of 15. Okay, let's do the massive damage nastiness. So roll me a d20, please.
Oh, sorry. So the first guy that I hit with a pylon gets knocked on his ass, and I'll pile into the next guy who's
next guy.
barking orders. Yeah,
Okay.
next guy, and engage him instead.
Okay. All right, so you smash this guy to the ground, the guy with the standard around his neck. The pylon hits him right in the left shoulder, and he just spins onto the ground. Then you rush up to the leader, and you shield bash, stab. It seems to go through the cuirass without much difficulty. Okay, then it's your turn.
Excellent.
So the Centurion just explodes with rage. Just suddenly, he's a flurry of activity. Just pylon charge, smash.
Okay, so the attack roll is 14.
Is this against the same guy?
Yep.
Okay, he's actually going to block that with his shield.
Okay.
And you have a second attack, right?
Yep. I love fighters. So that one's 19.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing 6 points of damage on that one.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So yeah, you rush up, you smash this guy. He manages to block your second attack with his shield, but he opens himself up to a third attack, which he wasn't expecting. Slash him in the leg. Metellus.
Metellus will step up next to his Centurion and shield up and just continue the attack on the guy who's fallen with the standard. Is he dead? Is he?
No, he's
bleeding?
not. He's just been knocked prone.
Okay, then I'll stab him with my gladius.
Okay. So you have advantage because he's prone.
Yep. 19.
Yeah, that's a hit.
No, 21. Actually thinking about... No, yeah. Anyway. And so the damage would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
For the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
And second attack is, yes, a 20.
Okay. Same again.
So, 7.
Okay, no problem.
8 and 7.
So that's actually going to be 15 this round. So that's enough for massive damage. So if you want to roll me a d20 here to see what happens. Sorry, a d10. D10.
D10?
Yeah.
9.
Okay, I think that's really bad.
For us or for them?
For him, it's very bad for him, if I remember correctly. Sorry, just one second. Of course, I don't have the DMG open because I'm some sort of scrub. Let's find it for you here.
I got it open if you want me to.
Oh, do you have the massive damage table? That'd be super handy.
So that would be the creature can't take reactions until the end of its next turn.
Okay. All right, so he's really suffering down there in the dirt. kind of barely hanging on for life.
And it's still alive. I'll action surge and carry on attacking this guy who's on the floor.
Okay, yeah.
So, with my action surge, because I get 2 attacks as a fighter, do I get 2 more attacks, or
you get 2 more? Yeah, you get the attack action again, and when you take the attack action, you get 2 attacks.
Great. So this time I get a 14. Is that enough?
It's not, I'm afraid. No, he whips his shield around and blocks the strike.
Okay, so for the last attack, I get a 25.
Yeah.
For 9.
Okay, that's going to kill him. Exactly. All right, go ahead and describe it.
So just stepping up next to my a centurion that fate has decreed is my centurion for now. I just hack on the floor until there's just meat sticking on the end of my gladius as I stand up, raise my shield, and prepare myself for the next attack of these barbarian scum.
Okay, very nice. Quintus.
I turn to the Germanic farmer and like try to signal him to get into the house while saying sorry. And then I run up beside my centurion and attack the enemy closest to me.
Okay. If you want to, we're using the formations. If you want to spend a bonus action, you can get into a shield wall because there's 3 of you now, and that means that enemies have disadvantage to attack you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So once you run up, there's enough of you, and you get lock shields, and you're good to go.
I get 1 attack, or
that's your bonus action. So if you attack as a fighter, you still have 2 attacks.
All right. I'll take 2 attacks then.
Okay.
With my gladius.
Okay.
That's a 6, 9.
Who are you attacking? The leader or one of the others?
The leader.
Okay. And 9 is going to miss him.
Yeah. And 12.
They're both going to miss. So you're trying to strike at this guy, but he's now kind of aware of the situation. He's much more alert, and he just blocks them both with his shield. So their shields are very different to yours. They're not rounded like yours are, and they're sort of a diamond shape almost. Okay, and then it's the actual German. So the leader is going to take a big swing with his longsword at Nias. So 2 attacks. First one is a disaster. Okay, so I'm going to say he's going to hit you, but it's going to make him drop his sword when he does. So he's going to slice into your shield, and basically, you're not familiar with this, but Celtic and German steel tends to be a lot better quality than Roman steel. They have much nicer, sorry, not steel, iron, much more rich sort of iron mines up here. So their swords tend to be much better quality. Slashes through your shield and hits you in the shoulder for 9 points of damage. Nice. But as he tries to pull it out, stuck in your shield, and he's disarmed for that for now. Then, not ideal.
Sword sticking out of my shoulder.
Yeah, and in your shield. Then we've got the one other one who's notably doesn't look like the rest, is wearing a bear pelt, and he's got one sort of large, what's called a Dane axe, a large 2-handed axe, and he's going to take a swing for Quintus as he's right in the middle there. He's going to take 2 swings. I think he's going to miss them both. What's your armor class there, Quintus?
18.
Okay, yeah. So he takes these 2 big sort of golf swings. They're very easy to notice. But you manage to block with your shield, and you seem to be just fine. And then we have the various grunts. So 1, 2, 3, 4 grunts left. They all roll with disadvantage. This is going to be slow. Okay, so I will say, because Atos isn't in formation yet, it's going to be you 3. So I'm going to say 2 attacks on Nias, 2 attacks on, let's do 2 attacks on Nias first. Both with disadvantage. Okay, that and that. Okay, one of them is going to hit. For 7 points of damage, nice. Then we have 2 attacks against Quintus. Oh, okay. Okay. Crit, luckily, it's avoided, but it's going to be 1 hit that does maximum damage. 12 points of damage.
Okay,
can I use my? Oh, sorry. Can I use my superiority dice to parry? I have the fighting maneuver parry.
Yep, you sure can.
So that's 1d. That's 8 damage. I reduce it by.
Okay, so you take 4. Okay, then 2 on Metellus. Okay, those both miss. And then the last one is going to attack Nias again. And he misses that attack, and he misses that attack. Okay, so these guys don't seem, the ones who aren't noticeably different, they'll kind of wear just generic sort of leather and stuff, don't seem to be excellent warriors, and your shield wall is really helping you to defend. So then it goes to Attis.
Right, so Attis, I think, would be putting his helmet on, raises his shield and looks to go to flank all around the shield wall, you know, and he would go to a grunt and throw in a pushing attack.
Okay.
So to throw the grunt into another enemy soldier.
Okay, what does pushing attack do? I don't know offhand.
Pushing attack is a maneuver. So
okay.
If I hit, so I spend a superiority dice. If I hit, he has to do a strength saving throw or be pushed back 15 feet.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like dismantle their formation.
Okay.
All right. That's an 11 plus 3, 6. That's a 17 total.
Okay, that will hit.
Alright, so I add a d8 to my damage, and I'm attacking with the pillar, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So superiority is 3, and 4 plus 3, that's 6, 7. 7 and 3, that's 10 damage. And he has to do a strength saving throw of 8. Is it my maneuver saving throw?
It should be, yeah, it should be 8 plus proficiency plus strength, I think.
Yeah, so that's 11, 14.
Okay, he fails it. Are you throwing the pile on me, yeah?
Yeah. No. I'm pushing attack. It's like I push him with my shield away and hit it with the pillar when he's going back.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So you rush up, you smash this guy backwards, he goes flying, you stab him, and he smashes into another grunt, knocking him to the ground. So 2 of them are on the ground after that.
Awesome. So I take my extra attack now. On the one that is on the floor, I do a lunging attack so I can reach him.
Okay.
I use another superiority dice for that. Yeah. That adds a 5 feet to my reach, so I can reach 10, something like that, 15, I think.
Yeah, well, you can move still.
All right, cool.
You should be fine.
And that's a critical fail.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to say that you go to lunge, but the muck is pretty thick at your feet, and you just slip and you fall onto the ground, so you're also prone. This is not an ideal place to be fighting, as the muck is really thick. The pig farm, so there's muck everywhere.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay, back to the top with Nias. You're muted, AJ.
I'm going to attack the leader again with both my attacks.
Okay.
Roll all the rolls at once. Yeah, that's pretty good. So both attack rolls at 18s.
Okay, 2 hits.
Unfortunately not criticals. And they do a total of 21 points of damage.
Wow. Okay. You kill him.
Then, oh, nice. Okay. Then I'm going to use my action surge to go into a dodge maneuver, so that all of the opponents that I can see are going to get disadvantage on their attack rolls against me for this round.
They already do because you're in the shield wall.
Oh, okay.
So it won't give you a benefit.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay. All right. You murder the leader. He goes down to the ground screaming, "Woden!" With his
Smash
last.
up with my shield under his chin and then fucking slice him across the.
Yeah, he gurgles Woden as he falls to the ground. Metallus.
Metallus says, "Woe to the vanquished," and attacks the big guy with the giant.
Yeah.
Am I within range of him?
Yeah, absolutely. They're all kind of pushed against your shield wall.
Okay. So.
Apart from the 3 that are on the ground.
Are there people on the ground?
There's 2 on the ground, and Atlas is also on the ground. There's like a jumble, like a dog pile of people who have slipped in the mud and fallen over.
I'm going for one of the ones on the ground then.
Okay.
Not me, not me.
Yeah. I'll try not to get Atlas then.
Yeah.
Oh, poor attack. My first attack misses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm presuming 11.
No, that's not going to hit.
And the second one, that should hit 21.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
22. For 8 points damage.
Okay. He does not like that. Anything else?
I'll actually. No, that's all I'll do.
Okay, sure thing. Quintus.
Yeah.
No.
Are we still in the shield wall?
I will do one other thing, sorry, if I can, with
Yep.
my bonus action. I'll use a rally to, I'll say, Dulce et decorum pro patrium mori to the centurion, which rallies him and gives him for five temporary hit points.
Okay, very good.
So,
Thank you.
AJ, you've got 5 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Right, so we're still in the shield wall. I just want to attack the big guy with a bear.
Okay.
On him. First attack is an 18.
Hit.
Second attack is also an 18.
Okay.
And that is 13 damage total.
Okay, yeah. So, describe it. He's still alive, but barely.
I basically do like the Spartan thing where lift the shield up and come from below. Stab him once, stab him the second time, and then return to the shield wall.
Okay, perfect. He takes a step back, which seems like something he wouldn't like to do, but unfortunately he does. He takes a step back and he kind of grimaces at the pain of his wounds. Okay, so then the bad guys. All right, so this big guy is going to go straight for you then, since you came for him. You've still got disadvantage to hit you. The first attack is going to miss, and the second attack, ooh, that's a hit. That's actually a crit for him. So that could be really bad.
Well, I want to use one superiority dice to parry again.
Okay, yeah.
Purple heart for Quintus.
So the total damage is going to be 20.
Alright, that'll reduce it to 16.
Okay. So he just swings his huge axe, smashes over your shield into your shoulder. What's your total hit points?
42.
Okay, you're fine. So he smashes his big axe. Woden! The rest, we got the grunts who are prone. They're going to stand up, and then they're both going to stab at our poor friend Addis here, or hack at him.
Yeah.
So they actually have advantage on their hits because you're on the ground.
Yeah.
This could go badly.
Yeah, I know.
One question. I have protection, so I can impose disadvantage if the friendly target is within 5 feet of me. Does that apply?
Within 5 feet.
Yeah. So I'd like to do that.
Okay, so it's one miss, and I'll roll this one with just normally since he cancels out the advantage, and it's a hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So fighting in the mud, all brown and crap.
So it's just one hit. They both are still kind of falling around the place in the muck, but one of them manages to swing his axe downwards, and he will do 9 points of damage.
All right.
And then we've got 2 more who are still standing. They're going to attack one of them, Metellus, with disadvantage. Ooh, very lucky. So he misses both attacks, and then one of them will attack Nias and miss both attacks as well. The shield wall is holding strong. You're well able. You've done this 100 times, and you're well able to repel these kind of manic attacks from the Germans.
Okay. Just like yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So then, Adas, your turn.
All right, so I would drop my pilum and I grab my spada, and as I rise, can I attack and raise without provoking?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one that hit me, I'm gonna swing with my sword downwards, like upwards. Yeah, a upwards swing. So that's my first attack is 17, 23 to hit.
That's definitely a hit.
All right, cool. And that's, let's say, 8. Just, well, do you add your proficiency to damage? I forgot that.
No,
sorry.
just your strength modifier.
All right, cool. So that's 11. 8 plus 3, max damage.
Okay, that's really, really a lot. So let's do massive damage. So roll a d10, please.
I roll a d20 unmodified.
A d10?
Is that it?
A d10. Unmodified d10, yeah.
Okay. So that's an 8.
Okay. Do you have it there, Aaron?
8. That's the same. That's the creature can't take reactions until the end of his next turn.
Okay, no reactions.
Okay. All right. Nice. And as I do this, I say Audentis Fortuna Iuvat, which means fortune favors the brave.
Yes.
And I swing my sword again to the same guy.
Okay.
And that's a critical. Yeah. Okay. 20.
Perfect.
All right. Do you how do you do this?
Roll the damage dice twice. So 2d6 instead of 1. Or d8, I mean, for Spada.
D8, yeah. That's 6 and a 4 plus 3. That's 13 damage.
Okay. He is dead.
All right, good. And if I can, I would move back to formation into the shield wall.
Yeah. So you actually, we're doing cleave, so you actually do 3 damage to the guy next to him. You slice right through this guy with your sword, across the face, and you slash into the cheek of the guy next to him.
Awesome.
Okay. Very nice. Nice. Centurion.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I thought you said nice, and I was just like, right.
Right.
Okay. So attacking the next target. Both my attacks concentrated on one guy. Oh, that's nice. So that's going to be a total of...
That's a crit, so another d6.
Oh, okay. 5. It's 20 points of damage total. Oh, straight up the torso.
Yeah. Okay, so you actually
slap a shield to the side and just go straight up through his ribcage.
Totally murder this guy, and you actually do enough damage to the guy next to him to inflict massive damage on him. So roll a d10, please.
Oh my, this is going well now.
It's a 1. which would be...
That creature drops to 0 hit points.
Okay, yeah, you killed that guy too. Okay, so Nias just unloads, and Fury of Mars is with him, and he just absolutely hammers 2 of them, and they just fall to the ground dead.
Heal back in, straight in front.
So you can see in the eyes of the remaining grunt that he wants to get out of here, but the big burly guy with the bear pelt is insane with rage. His eyes are just like bloodshot and red. He's screaming. He's not going anywhere. Metellus.
So, big, burly, bloodshot eyes guy. Mm-hmm. I'm aiming. I'm grabbing one of the pilum from the shield and just throwing it at him.
Okay.
Is anyone around at the moment? Sorry, it's okay. That's a stupid question. The first one, the first pilum misses, I guess, with an 11.
Yeah, misses.
12.
Mm-hmm.
And the second pilum, I'll throw the second one, and that hits with a 26.
Yes, definitely a hit.
So, and I'm screaming some Latin at him, and the pilum strikes him in some sort of nerve center. I know he doesn't feel this as much as he normally would, but I'm using my my martial thing of what's the name of it exactly? Disheartening strike or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes a total of 17 damage, and he must make a DC 14 Wisdom save, or be frightened.
Okay. He has advantage against fear effects.
Okay.
But he'll certainly try it. Okay, he does succeed.
Okay.
But that is massive damage, so roll me a d10.
2.
It's bad.
That would be creature drops to 0 hit points but is stable.
Okay, so he drops. I guess you're gonna. Let's see here. Where would you hit him that would happen? I guess in the throat or something. He just falls down onto the ground, spasms a little bit, but seems to be out of the fight. So then, Quintus, it's your turn. The remaining guy puts his hands up.
I just break from the shield wall and charge him.
Okay.
I go straight for 2 attacks. First one is a natural 20.
Okay.
And second one is 13.
Okay, so it's just the crit that hits.
All right. That's 13 damage.
Okay.
I would like to use an action surge and do a couple of other attacks. Well, that one is a 21.
Yep, hit.
And 17.
Okay, 2 more hits.
That'll be 4 plus 6, 10.
Okay, he is dead. Okay, go ahead and describe it.
Just break from the shield wall like crazy and start just hacking at him. And I see his hands are up, but in the fog of war, I just go slashing at him and knock him down with the shield and finish him off on the ground.
I have a...
Yeah?
I've made a mistake. I have a question. I should have done 2 points less damage than I said, so 15 points rather than 17.
He would still be dead, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the massive damage was very close to happening anyway. Okay, so yeah, there's a silence that falls over the area as the sounds of battle suddenly stop. You can hear the bearskin guy gurgling on the ground. But other than that, they'll seem to be dead. Okay, you go and finish him off. So the family pretty horrified at this situation, and now they're shooing you away. The father says something about spirits of death in their home, and he wants you gone.
I again try to apologize and just try to make my way out of there as fast as I can.
Well, we'll strip this standard and the breastplate off the off, and anything else that is clearly of some worth to Rome.
Yeah, I take the bearskin as well.
Okay. Yeah, not a bad idea. It is cold.
Standard is a banner, right?
It's the banner. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I would raise and look around. Still.
And I hand it over to the centurion, of course. It's not mine to take.
Oh, for sure. I was very impressed with the steel of his longsword going straight into my shield like that, so I'm going to take it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, looking at the two weapons, your gladius and his longsword, you can see that his actually has like this beautiful inlaid pattern along it and everything. It's just incredibly fine craftsmanship compared to like what would almost be factory-made Roman weapons. You know, it's such a huge operation making weapons for Rome that they're not really handmade in the same way. Well, this seems to be like almost an heirloom. It's beautiful longsword.
I'll order you guys to take the weapons.
I want to take the axe from the guy who cleaved me in the shoulder.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there another longsword? Is there another?
So there was the leader had the longsword, and then the rest of them had what would be long axes, like a battle axe equivalent, and then there was the Dane axe as well.
Do you have the stats for the Dane axe?
It's a great axe.
All right. Well, I would reluctantly look at one and look at the centurion and go like shaking my head. I don't need it, sir. If you want, I can carry it for you. I even if it's beautiful, I don't want to carry one.
Fill your bloody hands.
All right. Okay, I take it. I drop it. I look. All right, I take it. So.
So how badly is my shield damaged from the Dane axe hit?
There's basically, if you can imagine, the top border of the shield has a split along it, probably like 6 or 7 inches deep.
All right.
It's still functional as a shield.
Okay.
Yeah, so the
Shield
Dane
on my
axe
back.
pretty much exactly a great sword.
All right.
1d12 heavy, two-handed.
All right, cool. Then I put the shield on my back and the sword in my belt, and then hold the axe.
Okay. Okay. So you survived. That's good. What's the plan now?
Search these guys for any food that they have on them,
Mm-hmm.
and any extra water they might have, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then just basically up and leave. Don't want to agitate these
Good
fellas
work.
anymore.
Searching them, you're going to find another 2 days' rations each.
Nice.
Good.
So you've got 3 days' rations now.
Yeah.
I guess we head west.
Okay. So you're feeling a bit more refreshed. Are you going to continue running, or do you want to maybe march at a different pace?
Well, I'm going to go a short distance and then tend to my wounds. Like, ouch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so
Good plan.
what's a short distance? Are we talking like 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there like more clearing? Are we just heading into more forest, or?
You're heading into more forest, yeah.
All right, cool.
I guess we would march, right, or trot along. Do we still jog?
It's up to you guys.
Well, I'd say to walk, to march.
Yeah, just a march.
All right. Good.
Or sort of like.
From time to time, I don't want to cumbersome you with this. From time to time, I check our direction.
Yeah, sure.
To be correct. Yeah.
Yep. I can say that you're always always keeping track of whatever, and you do have a relatively good idea with the moss and stuff. So I think you think you are heading westwards. There's no reason why you wouldn't think that.
All right, good.
Quintus comes up the rear and kind of keeps watch, always looking over his shoulder.
Okay. So you continue on at a marching pace for probably another 2 days. Uneventful, just endless forest. It's kind of quite demoralizing. Every time you rest, you hear wolves at night. You hear the blow of horns every now and then, and the whole place feels like it's hostile. You know, like your gods don't live here, other gods live here, and you can feel that from the place. So it's very hard to keep going every day when it's still fucking raining. You know, it's tough going, but you're Romans. You've been through worse. Well, you probably haven't, but you know.
I don't think we have.
No.
Probably that we have.
So then, on the end of your third day of marching, you make camp on a hill, as you always do as good Romans, at a defensible position. And you can see from up here in the night that there are smoke coming from fires, probably about 3 or 4 miles behind you. And that can only mean one thing, that you're being followed.
Shit.
Centurion, should we make arrangements to throw them off our trail? Should we march on?
Well, I don't really know how to throw them off our trail other than just to outpace them with the strength of Rome. I don't know about you, but I've been walking all my life. All I can think of doing is maybe if we split up into 2 groups and then meet again, but there's too much chance we'll be lost, and we have injuries. Right. So we move on, but we need to pick up our pace.
Suggest we maybe drop some of our gear to move faster.
No, hold on to it.
Sure.
All right, so you keep marching, and you just keep marching, and the next night you're resting. Who's on watch? Generally, second watch.
So we've eaten all of our food now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say I'm on second watch.
Okay. So if you want to give me a perception check.
At 19.
Okay. You can see in the nearby trees, you can see a man standing there, crouched behind a tree, but you can see him. He's German.
I stand up with my pila, and am I close enough to kick anyone or notify someone without making noise?
Yeah, you could definitely kick someone awake.
Yep, I kick the next person to me awake.
Okay. So he sees you stand up, and he walks out of the woods towards you. He's armed, but he doesn't seem to be attacking as such. And he says in Germanic, "Do you speak Germanic?"
I say a little.
Okay. He says, "You will not get far. They are coming for you. If you have gods, say goodbye to them now."
Why do they want us? Why can't they just let us go?
None can go. You invaded our home, our forests. You came here with your Roman laws, your fascist beliefs, and you tried to stuff them down our throats. No, none of you will leave.
It wasn't us. We were just following orders.
You were just following orders. Every man is the master of his destiny.
Not when you're from Rome.
Then why do you serve a corrupt empire? That's a decision that you made.
Actually, it's not a decision I made. It was made entirely for me.
Your excuses are meaningless.
Oh, it's a good job I don't understand him.
Why have you come? Why have you come here to warn us?
I want you to know fear. We are the Dark Forest. Our gods watch you, and they will find you. We are wolves, and you are sheep.
But where there is certain death, there is no fear to be had.
That's a very un-Roman thing for you to say. Most of the Romans I've met so far have been fucking cowards.
I'm not like most Romans.
Well,
so why shouldn't we just kill you right here, right now?
You can try. I came to give you this message. Make the hunt a little bit more fair. You know you're being followed now.
I lunge at him with a peeler.
Okay.
So ends negotiation.
Okay, go ahead
By
and
the
make
way,
an attack.
teammates, you may want to wake up now.
First attack is a 14.
Okay, so that's going to miss.
Second attack is an 18.
Okay, that'll hit.
And 8 damage.
Okay, so you stab him with your. What are you using? Are you
My pilum.
Okay, yeah. So you stab him in the right side with your pilum. He dodged the first blow. Now he draws his sword, and he takes a swing for you. And you hear him say, "Look here, Woden. Look here. These bloody men, a gift." And he rolls really well. First attack will be an 18 seconds a crit. Is 18 hit?
Right. Yeah. 18 is my armor class. So.
Okay, that's going to be... Ooh, he rolled low. Good. 10, 15 points of damage.
Sorry.
So he stabs right through the shoulder here. Sword pulls back out, and he roars in your face, waking everybody up.
Whoa.
Okay.
What?
So you guys wake up and you're like, fuck, what the hell?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, and we roll initiative or something?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll actually, because there's only one of them, I'll say that you can just describe how this works, because you'll definitely kill him.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to just describe like a cinematic sort of how this works, because you're definitely going to take him out. He's just one guy.
Okay.
I'll wake up with a snort and the words, "Where are my shoes?" and then grab for my pillow as fast as I can and turn it, and as soon as I sight the enemy, just hurl.
Yeah, I'll say through combined arms, like Quintus is standing right in front of him, he stabs him again, the Pilum stabs him right in the shoulder, everyone else starts getting up and they all kind of slash and take him down. He falls to the ground, onto his knees. Anyway, he's got a pilum in his shoulder, he's got a sword in this one. He just breathes heavily. My blood goes to Valhalla. You will die here, fucking Romans. And he falls over.
Join your puny gods. And I kick him back.
Quintus just goes, "I've had enough of this." Takes his Dane axe and chops his head off.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a pilum and sticks his head on the pilum into the ground.
Excellent. Okay, so
we have to move.
Thunder rumbles overhead and the rain continues to fall hard. You've still got probably about a week before you get to the Rhine and to Roman safety, but that's where we'll end this session. So everyone gains inspiration. Well done, guys. Super, super cool. So I hope you enjoyed the game.
Yep.
And we'll do part 2 next week. So if anyone, if you're all still available next week, that's perfect.
Yeah, sure.
Is it Wednesday
awesome.
next week?
It's the 24th, right? Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I think that's good with me.
Perfect. Okay, so well done, guys. That was super, super fun. I really got the Roman feeling from it. I think you guys nailed the feeling, and I hope it seemed grueling, because that's the idea here.
Completely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was gruesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to end the broadcast. Thank you for those of you who watched, and I'll thank my players. We got the Mighty Glue Stick, AJ Pickett, and we have Aaron, we have Billy, and we have Caius. So thank you guys for playing, and thanks for watching.